Good morning. I would say this is a continuation of the video I made the other day, kind of, sort of, in the sense that it said cost versus value, which made me to continue thinking along those lines of value, the value of a property, the value of something, right? So what I do when I prepare my buyers and sellers is I help them understand the true value of their property and the true market value. Okay, and I also do the same for buyers, and I'll break it down for them line upon line. I'll do 2-3 different types of reports. I'll send them all the listings, and I'll show them all the pictures on those listings, and we'll compare them. It takes quite a bit of time. It's not just like this 10-minute thing. I mean, it takes some time. So once, of course I'm relating this to real estate, but it can apply to anything you're negotiating, in the sense that whether you're negotiating a rental, a car, a home that you're selling, a home that you're buying, anything, if you truly know the value of what you're offering or what you're getting, then you're going to negotiate as well as you can. Now, my approach is to simply know the value and then offer let's say you're selling a home, and we know, like in this case, I know I'm selling a home and I know it's well worth what I asked for it within $5,000. Okay, so we sold it for about $15,000 less because we had a situation that looked pretty favorable, but there's been some challenges walking through that deal, okay? And so we know that we're selling easily $5,000 less than fair market value, if not $10,000 less than what we can get for it. Once again, due to the circumstances, easy closing, supposedly an easy closing, we chose to take less. Time is money. So with that being said, we have some challenges when as a seller, a buyer comes back and says, well, I want the low price and I want all these repairs. Or I want the low price and I want you to give me closing credits. And as a seller, you have to determine if that's, number one, okay with you. And number two, if you know the true value and you have confidence in the value of your home, not because you like it or because you think it's worth something, but you've actually taken the time to research the market and the value of your home, then when buyers start to be nitpicky and demand a low price and closing credits, you go, look, you can have the low price or you can have the closing credits. On the reverse side, if you have a buyer that wants closing credits and they want a low ball and they want closing credits, it's like, you better be careful that you don't look like an idiot to the seller, because you're basically portraying yourself as being greedy and or ignorant. Okay, so if and when if I have a buyer and I have to offer low and request closing costs, I always let the seller know, like, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, first-time home buyers, or we're in a situation where we're trying to conserve cash to do repairs after closing, or we have a few kids, and we're just hoping that you would understand that we're not trying to offend you, but we are trying to get the best deal possible, and would you please consider working with us? Now, I'm giving away all my secrets, and but okay, God's bigger than that. He can still bless me, right? So if I train everyone to be like me, I'm not so special anymore. But my reward is in heaven. So with that being said, that's with a buyer. Now, if I have a seller and I have a buyer and an agent coming at me like I had on this particular deal I mentioned earlier, and if you didn't catch it, you're going to have to rewind and catch that earlier part. When you have a house that you're selling and you absolutely know the value, that you know the market, and you have someone playing games with you, demanding things of that you do, or demanding more out of you, when you're like, I'm on my bottom line, you're getting a great deal. You got it $5,000 less than the neutral market value, and then you want more stuff done to it. You can either have it at that price as is and put in the $1,000 that you're asking for, or you can come up on the price another $2,000 to $5,000. But we're not giving you the low price and repairs, minor repairs. I mean, if they're significant repairs, we can do them, but we knew we didn't have any. Anyway, with that being said, so when you have confidence in what you are selling or what you're buying, and sometimes I've had buyers go, well, just keep offering low. And I finally got to the point where I said, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, I can't go to them and say, hey, I know your house is priced under market value, and I know we're getting a deal, and I know you're giving us a free, a new HVAC with that, and will you still give me $5,000 off the price when I know you need it to buy your next property? I told my clients, I said, I can't do that. I said, my conscience won't let me do that. So I told them, I said, do you want to do it? I mean, you look like a fool. You look greedy. They're being realistic. You're not. You already know the market. And so they ended up talking to the seller with permission of the agent. And they went, you're right, Jackie, and we know that. We just were hoping for a deal, but we know this is a great deal and we're going to take it. Well, lo and behold, within, an hour or so, the seller got a backup offer and got it by the skin of our teeth. So understand what you have, what you're buying. Don't be cheap and lose the house you want because you're trying to be cheap and get some deal that's when you're already getting pretty. And as a seller, likewise, don't be greedy and try to get $1,000 or $2,000 more when you're close enough to the value of your house. But if the buyer is ridiculous and they're difficult, stick with your gut and go, you know what? I know the value of my home and I'm not giving it away. And if you don't understand that, you can come back later. I'll sell it to somebody else. So that's how I find great confidence when I'm struggling with either working with a buyer, putting offers on a house, and I'll say, I can do that for you. I'll do it for you. I'll do it the best I can. But you understand right now you have a good, fair price for this house. Don't lose it because you're being foolish. And on the contrary, if you're a seller, don't lose a buyer because you're being silly because you're looking for a couple grand more when you may or may not get that. But also if you're getting some silly offer, and we all know it because we keep looking at the market and we know the market, we have confidence to say, sorry, here's the facts. Meet me somewhere, So, hey, James. Hey, Liz. Look, today I have my face made up. The last couple days I wasn't ready till like 6 p.m. So I'm trying to do better. My husband's like, what in the world? You look like that this morning. I'm like, sorry, I've been working all day. Anyway, have a great day, guys. Know what you're worth, know what you're getting, and hold to it. Okay, bye.